service accommodation units were already packed out 70-80% of capacity. Abby's off her head, she's had too much wine, property is going to be the worst thing you can do in 2021. I call bullshit on that. So welcome to Property Investing with Abby. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, like my video and tell me what you think. So in today's episode, I'm going to take you through my property predictions for 2021 using everything we've learned and we know from 2020. Now you might wonder, why the hell is Abby sat here really chilled with a glass of wine after the year we've just had? Hard. It's really fundamentally changed what we think. We all thought we were safe in the 9-to-5 job following the system. COVID-19's come and taught us anything can happen. We're not safe. And for many of us, it's catapulted us into go and find out about different income streams, not relying on a 9-to-5 job. I'm really chill because I'm a property investor. So most of you might be wondering, why am I sat here when it's my first YouTube video of 2021 talking about 2020? I think it's really important that we learn from 2020. We learn about everything that happened and we use that knowledge to help us invest wisely for 2021. So the first property strategy that I want to talk to you about is rent to rent. This property strategy is awesome. Making money when you don't actually own the property. Who knew we could do this? Now during 2020, we saw many people with rent-to-rent units do seriously quite a lot of money. Why? Because during lockdown, they were still able to rent out to hospital workers, key workers. After the first national lockdown, we saw rent-to-rent holiday destinations boom. So loads of people wanted to staycation, they didn't want to go abroad. They were here in the UK. And there was an article in The Guardian that said places were booked, could have booked 4 times over. And many people were booking for the summer ahead, 2021. Now, let's recap. So I do rent-to-rent serviced accommodation. So I rent properties, then I put them on booking.com, Airbnb, and I make money from the nightly rental that comes in. Now, from what I've just told you, my predictions for 2021, rent-to-rent is going to be one of the most hottest property strategies. You don't need a lot of money to get started, and it's fast and it's good cash flow. Why is rent-to-rent going to rocket? I think many people are going to be afraid of going into hotels. I think we're going to see hotel occupancy decline slightly, serviced accommodation, rent-to-rent occupancy catapult. Now I'm talking about rent-to-rent SA. So rent-to-rent where you rent a property and you've got it on Airbnb, booking.com and you rent it out per night. So I think in 2021, you know there's going to be lots of building works, lots of contractors out and about, properties that are for contractors are going to be full. Now we've not talked about the staycation boom. So rent-to-rent is going to be one of these strategies where if you're new in property, it's great, you can dip your toe in, you're not committing to owning the property, you're just controlling it and making money. And it is going to be hot as people decide to avoid hotels and book places like this. So that leads me on to my next tip. Tip number 2 is serviced accommodation. 2020, we saw serviced accommodation boom. So many people packed out staycations because they didn't want to go on a plane, they didn't want to go abroad, or they were frightened of being abroad and being locked down, you know, coming back, having to isolate for 14 days. So many people headed for holiday cottages across the UK and they were packed out. The prediction is for 2021, they're going to see more bookings than ever and occupancy is going to increase. And in a recent article, it said people were already booking their 2021 summer vacation. And in certain areas of the UK, service accommodation units were already packed out 70-80% of capacity. And in 2021, it is showing no signs of slowing down. Let's recap. So we bought a 4-bed mid-terrace seaside cottage in Filey. This little property will also make us between £200 to £300 per night. So guests will be able to book it on booking.com, Airbnb, TripAdvisor, and they'll be able to come and stay. And we've had the first few bookings in and we took a booking yesterday for £2,000.
SA is a phenomenal strategy. You need to know what you're doing because there's lots of compliance things you need to adhere to, like health and safety, fire risk assessment. You also need to know what you're doing with your housekeepers. So we've got a full system in place where we've got housekeepers, we've got the marketing in place, and we can run this property, and we're so excited to have it.
So 2020 saw COVID-19 hit on the 23rd of March. I think everybody knows where they were when they heard we were going into national lockdown. This threw all spanners in the work, and especially for landlords, because a lot of tenants lost income, couldn't afford to pay rents, and it really helped those tenants that weren't really going to pay anyway. They have the best excuse ever now. Oh, I can't pay you your rent, Mr. Landlord, because of COVID. This caused loads of nightmares. Let's recap.
You'll get other sorts of tenants who'll want to play the system. They might already be in arrears before they ring and say now they can't pay due to coronavirus. So for them, I would be very strict, very clear, and I'd be counting down exactly and getting them to fill that form in and making it a little bit more serious with them so they absolutely understand what they need to do. Which is very, very important.
So this brings me on to tip number 3. My prediction for 2021 is rent to buy is going to be huge. The hot property strategy. Why? Because you have no voids, no arrears, no hassle, no tenant problems, and no maintenance. Every landlord's going to jump on this. My rent to buy tenants paid 100% of their rent during COVID-19. So I think with COVID going on into 2021, things being unsure, many landlords are going to look for rent to buy. If 2020's taught us anything, is that we need to react and we need to do more things online. So my tip number 4 is get online. Now, as a property investor, I needed to react quite quickly with COVID-19. You know, there was many things that I couldn't do with my tenants, like I could no longer inspect my properties really because I didn't want to, you know, make them poorly, make me poorly. So I had to learn how to become a property investor online. I started doing stuff like remote 360-degree viewings. I started FaceTiming my tenants, asking them to show me around the property, you know, do a virtual inspection. We were doing virtual viewings. If 2020 has taught us anything, it's that we need to be able to be online as well as in person. We need to have meetings online. We need to be able to react in the world that we're in business, in property investing, and get online. And I especially have loved the fact that we've taken our 2-day training seminars online. Before 2020, we used to do these all in person and they were fantastic, but it's amazing to have them online and to reach people that have never been able to travel and join us, to talk to so many more people and people in other countries that have joined us, you know, and be able to train them online and the buzz of meeting and networking online. So that's been my favourite. 2021 is going to be all about online. You're watching me online now, go and make sure in the event of anything happening, your business can run online. Tip number 5, you've guessed it, get educated. If 2020 has taught us anything, it's we need to be able to adapt in a changing world. We cannot rely on one single source of income. We can't rely on just a Monday to Friday 9-to-5 job. So get educated, add second streams of income to your income coming in every month. I picked property as my second stream of income, but you need to know what you're doing. Education and knowledge equals wealth. Get educated. 2020 has been an horrific year for people. It has not been nice. Nobody predicted this virus, a pandemic. A lot of us have lost loved ones. A lot of us have been impacted by it. I am incredibly grateful for having the support, the mentorship, the skills around me in Touchstone so that I have been able to take 2020, instead of dwelling all the negativity, the horribleness out there, I've been able to use it to catapult myself forward and to build my family wealth and to buy property. Let's recap on what's happened and what I've managed to do.
So hi everybody from sunny Cyprus. I've managed to get away, which is very exciting. And here's just a little look at our villa.
So we're in Bakewell, ready to pick up the keys, and Gordy is not here. So not only have we had the mortgage provider being late for this property, we were late exchanging, late completing. Now we're going to be late picking the keys up because he's not here. So I've just rang him and he said he's coming in, but I suppose we need to wait and find out.
Oh, you're locked. It's locked.
You're not?
They're there, they can see me.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. Thanks. We have the keys. Should we see?
Yeah, beautiful. Let's go.
Congratulations.
2021 is going to be huge for property investors. Whether you're just starting and you want to get started, this is the best year for it. Whether you're advanced, you've got a portfolio, you want to go kick to the next level, this is the year for you. How do I know? One of the things we know is Rightmove has been telling us that house prices are predicting to rise again by 4% during 2021. So it's a great time to get started in property. Now, how do I know this? How do I know why? How am I so confident that I'm gonna go take 2021 and keep investing? Because I'm educated. I understand the knowledge and I know everything I need to look for so that I do things in the right way and I make the right decisions, you know, and I'm not gonna get myself into trouble. It's education and knowledge. And I can't tell you this enough. I would love you to come to a Wealth Through Property event, our 2-day property seminar where you get to meet me, the other trainers. You can do it in line or on person, but come and get educated. Come for that 2 days and find out all about it. If you really want to take it seriously, stop watching YouTube and get to a 2-day Wealth Through Property. So many people watching and listening to this are going to go, Abby's off her head, she's had too much wine, property is going to be the worst thing you can do in 2021. You know, stay in your houses, just rely on your job, everything's going to be fine. I call bullshit on that, and I would like to tell you guys to keep on going. Get educated, get the knowledge, and keep property investing. I am so confident, but don't do it without the education and knowledge. Now, I want to hear what you think, and you can tell me what you think in a nice, polite way, please, down below this video. Tell me what your 2020 predictions are. Tell me what you want to achieve for you and your family. What I don't want you to do is to be watching me again in January 2022 and thinking, bloody hell, look what that woman's gone and done in this next year. I'm telling you to keep on going, get educated, come and start investing in property.